Hello dear learners, I am Christina Georgy and I welcome you to my channel. In this video, we'll discuss the course code titled BPCS 186, which is Managing Stress. As we have discussed in our previous videos, this particular course code is a skill-based elective of 4 credits offered to the BA level learners. In this video, we'll discuss the question pattern of this particular course code based on the very recent question paper. Dear learners, I am referring to the December 2021 end term examination that happened recently, that is last week. So, let's straight away move on to the previous question paper analysis as well as the question pattern. So as we know, the time for this course examination is 2 hours and the maximum marks allotted is actually 50. Dear learners, please be aware of the time and marks. Just like the way you did your BEG AE 182 examination, the time is 2 hours and the mark is 50. But remember, each question carries 10 marks. Don't be confused. There will be 8 questions in total and you're expected to write long essays. The word limit specified is 300 words. So how many questions should you attempt? Should you write all the questions? Of course not. You are given the privilege of options. So how many questions should you write? Let's have a look at the question pattern. Okay, so you're asked to write 5 out of the 8 questions given. So there will be 8 questions out of which you are supposed to write 5. Dear learners, remember there will be 2 sections, section 1 and section 2. Section 1 contains 4 questions whereas section 2 contains 4 questions as well. So how do you choose and write? Yes, all the questions can carry 10 marks each, but you should be very conscious while choosing questions from section 1 and section 2 because you are asked to choose at least 2 questions from each section. That is, from section 1, which is based on block 1, there will be 4 questions in total, out of which you should answer 2 or 3 questions of 10 marks each. What if you attend 2 questions from session 1? You will be asked to write 3 questions from section 2. So if in case you already wrote 3 from section 1, you just have to write 2 from section 2. I hope I made it clear to you. So section 2 is based on block 2. In short, you will have to attempt 5 questions of 10 marks each, and that you will have to at least attempt 2 questions from each section. That's all. Now let's have a detailed look at the December 2021, that is the very recent question paper on managing stress. My dear learners, here is a very vital tip, that is, whenever you receive a question paper, always spend the first few minutes in reading the question paper. By reading, I am not referring to a detailed reading of the questions. Just skim through it and focus your attention towards the specifications mentioned. I am referring to the general set of instructions given. You'll have to note the time, the maximum marks, the weightage of each questions, whether all questions are compulsory or not. All such aspects should be taken care of. Here it is given that answer any 5 questions, selecting at least 2 questions from each section. All questions carry equal marks. Answer each question in around 300 words. So all such specifications must be kept in mind before starting to answer your question paper. All the 8 questions from this question paper were very direct As we discussed in our classes and in our videos, all the important points suggested by me were asked in this question paper. We'll discuss each question in detail. So the very first question is to explain the concept and nature of stress. Yes, we have discussed these aspects in our videos and classes, so this won't be a difficult question for you. But remember, you will have to write two aspects here. First, the concept, and then the nature. That is why they have given this 5 plus 5 mark pattern. That is 5 marks for the concept and 5 marks for the nature of stress. So this question is from block 1, unit 1, and you can find the relevant answers from page number 14 to 16. Now the second question, describe various factors contributing to stress proneness. So we have learned about stress proneness, and this particular question is from block 1, unit 3, page number 38. There are 5 major factors including type A personality, hostility, perfection, etc. Moving on to the third question. This was indeed a bit tough for some of the learners, but for those who have attended my sessions would have known this, because I've asked you to study the diagrams. It's always beneficial if you could write the answers along with the diagrammatic representation. I hope all my dear learners have attempted this question with these. Congratulations. For those who are new to my channel, we are uploading videos on BPCS 186 managing stress on our channel. You may subscribe and stay notified for updates. So the third question was elucidate general adaptation syndrome and cognitive appraisal model with suitable diagrams. So there are also 5 plus 5 marking pattern would apply. So this is from unit 2 of block 1. You can find these diagrams and the representative models of stress along with their explanation on page number 30 of your course book. By course book, I am referring to your study material. Moving on to the fourth question, describe the effect of stress on health. So this is a very simple and predictable question from block 1, unit 4, page number 48. So dear learners, as you can see, they have asked you at least one question from each of the units in block 1. All questions were direct indeed. Now let's move on to section 2. This is based on block 2. There are also 4 questions. Let's have a look at the fifth question. Define coping and explain various coping styles. Dear learners, you can see the 3 plus 7 mark division there. So you'll have to define coping for 3 marks and thereafter explain the various coping styles for 7 marks. You can find the nature of coping on page number 62 of your course book, and the styles are mentioned on page number 65. So this is based on unit 5 of block 2. Moving on to question number 6, explain mindfulness and biofeedback as techniques of stress management. You can see the 5 plus 5 division there. This is from block 2, unit 6 of your course book. Dear learners, a simple tip that I would like to give you is that before explaining mindfulness and biofeedback, it would be great if you could give a small introduction on stress management as such. So you can find mindfulness on page number 81 and explanation on biofeedback on page number 83 of your respective course book. Moving on to the 7th question, explain various techniques of time management. That is also a question from block 2, unit 7, page 93. So that is a 10 mark question. Now moving on to the 8th question, describe emotional intelligence and conflict resolution as interpersonal skills. There also you can see a 5 plus 5 division. As I mentioned earlier, it would be great if you could give a small introduction to interpersonal skills before explaining the other aspects mentioned. So this is from block 2 unit 8 page numbers 107 108 respectively. So the 4 questions in section 2 were from each of the units of block 2. The questions were basically very simple. I'm sure that our learners would have done really well, and this video would also serve as a reference for all those who are about to attempt this paper BPCS 186, and you can have an idea regarding the question pattern and other relevant information by watching this video. So we'll meet again soon with interesting, useful content, question analysis and more. So stay tuned, dear learners. Keep watching. Take care. Thanks for watching.